To be honest, I'm kind of embracing this genre a lot more. In fact, this seems kind of fun. I might just make music like this unironically at times.
Look at that bearded loser. Anyway, I'm making a Nintendocore project. Yes, it may have only taken 11 months, but I finally did it. I started a Nintendocore project called Nekonomicon. That's Nekonomicon. Yes, Neko, Japanese for cat, Nomicon, the sound you make when demons are delicious. No, Neko, Necronomicon, Nekonomicon. Simple. Get it in your brains, nerds. Now, I just want to clarify first, this is not a new channel. This is not me leaving Pagefire video. This is just an announcement. This is merely a musical solo project, and it's more of a side project musical project that I'm putting separate from Andri from Pagefire. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have questions like, why Nintendocore? Why video games? Why am I so cute? Well, I promise to answer most of it in this video, so strap on your strap on. This is gonna be a long one. Well, ever since I started making music, I've never really been satisfied in sticking to one genre. I like to do a little bit of everything. That's why a lot of music on my SoundCloud is just a variety of genres. And that's why I also started the genre guides, or the how to mix as most of you call it. Those videos are both an exercise for me in editing, because I love making stuff, and especially videos and music, but also it was a way for me to experiment with different metal and punk genres to see which one would stick with me the most. Now, sorry all of you that really like grindcore and all that kind of music is not for me. I mean, it's fun to make, but it's not something I could imagine myself making a full album. But I notice a lot of you have been asking for me to make an album, or at least something full in one of the genres. And that's when I stumbled upon Nintendocore, a genre that I mostly took as a joke, but the more I researched, the more I made the video, the more I started to appreciate the music a lot more, like this weird blend of nostalgia of chiptune and metalcore. And then I made the song Those Creatures from Ganon a pretty bad, and I'm gonna be honest, that was the first time I had a lot of fun making a song. Like, it was fun arranging it, plotting it, blending the synths with the metal guitars, and of course just going balls up and making it as epic as possible with big choruses and beautiful melodies. So yeah, Nekonomicon exists because it was just kind of fun to make these kind of songs. Yeah. And now, not to make this a closeted joke, but it definitely awakened something in me. That's not gonna be interpreted wrong. Like, it was just fun just plotting all these Easter eggs here and there as well. Now, between the release of How to Make Nintendocore and a couple of weeks ago, I've just been writing demos, plotting out ideas for songs and music and lyrics. That's me plotting music and lyrics, by the way. But I didn't even decide on the name until like this year. Like, I have a list of band names and words and ideas that I really like that I wanted to incorporate into the band name, but eventually I just settled on Nekonomicon. And I settled on Nekonomicon because I'm very, very picky. Seriously, ask Andreas, ask everyone in the Pagefire crew. When it comes to being settled with things, names, I'm extremely nitpicky. It's like the main reason I don't want to change the name of Pagefire. I feel like Pagefire has been too attached to the channel lately. And even though it fits more of a book channel, it's just like, better than a cliche name like Chainsaw Mohawk Productions. So yeah, I've had a list of a bunch of names, and out of all of them, Nekonomicon just stood out to me. Now, you probably think there's a deeper meaning for why I chose that name. No, VTubers.
Cat, how's Nekonomicon.
I got that name from VTubers. But I also didn't want a name that locked me in a certain genre. Like, if I chose something that was extreme, like, oh, it's clearly just extreme music. Or if I chose something fantasy themed, then everyone would just be like, oh, it's just fantasy music. So I wanted a name that's kind of weird, that stood out, but also didn't lock myself in a certain theme or genre. Like, seriously, what genre would you expect Nekonomicon? So the name is mainly chosen so I can go either one way or another way. Like, one day I can make a fantasy themed song, another day I can make it a sci-fi song, or a horror song, or a feel-good song. Like, the name is loosely enough that I can put any style into it. But the main reason I want to keep the music under a different band name and not Andri from Pagefire is because Andri from Pagefire has become a little bit of a variety band. Like, I can just throw stuff on there and it doesn't matter what genre it is. Like, I feel unattached to just lock it into a certain style. But also because, you know, the How to Make songs is supposed to be in various styles, so just having a page that's variety just helps with that. So with Nekonomicon, I want to lock it in that very specific style, this synth-based heavy metal. But also because the music I put on for Andri from Pagefire, that's not my top quality. You have not heard me at my max potential, but the Nekonomicon song, that's me at my best, and I want to keep that project to that level, while Andri from Pagefire is high effort shitposting. So Nekonomicon is high effort songwriting. But the other question, why video games? Video games. Why video games? Seriously, Andri, why video games? You're probably not asking. Short answer is, I like video games. One advice I got when it comes to songwriting, write what you know. And all I know is that I really like video games. But the long answer is... Okay, first we all need to agree that the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie is the greatest video game movie of all time. And if you don't think it is, you know, you are allowed to be wrong. Like, even if the movie has nothing to do with the Mario lore except the Mario Bros, Daisy, Bowser, Yoshi, Bob-omb, Toad, the Goombas, Iggy, Spike, Big Bertha, and a couple other references that probably went over your head. But besides all that, it is the elements that are not related to video games that fascinate me the most. It's like they took one look at the video games and thought, oh yeah, we could make it about an Italian plumber going into a colorful magical adventure land rescuing a princess from the evil turtle dragon. No. Or we can make it about two working class plumbers being sent into a Blade Runner-esque dystopian nightmare run by a fascist dictator, and the only way to stop him is to unionize all the workers into dancing so they can defeat him with product placement. How did they go from colorful fantasy to sci-fi nightmare? Like, no matter how many times I learn about the behind the scenes of this movie, that decision to go from that A to B fascinates the fuck out of me. Well, yeah, we'll just gotta defeat the tyrant with product placement. Like, it's that thought process that fascinates me the most, and I want to put some of that into the music I made for Nekonomicon. Like, that's what I'm doing with the first single, Ghost Maze Project. Like, if the name and the album cover and the lyric video didn't make it obvious, yeah, it's a song about Pac-Man. Yeah, you could see it as a song about a cute little yellow hockey puck being chased by ghosts and going through a maze. No! No, it's about an astronaut being lost in space, being chased by her inner demons. And the further she fights, the more she sinks deeper and deeper into the void. She's still fighting, damn it. She's fighting for love. She wants to be with someone no matter how much the reality is crumbling around her. Cause she wanna be the one that's always. Yeah, there's a reason I don't sing on my own songs. I know my voice kind of blown. Anyway, now not every song will have that Super Mario style thought process of going from one thing to a completely different thing. It's gonna be more about finding a way to write it about the game without specifically using the name and characters. Like, you can probably figure out what the game is about by little hints on the album cover or hints I drop in the lyrics. Good luck figuring out what the next song is about. Plus, it is kind of fun to try to write these songs without specifically naming these characters and locations. Like, keep it vague enough that the song can be easily detached from the material, but also enjoyable enough that you recognize the Easter eggs. Like, I'm guessing that's one of the reasons people enjoy those creatures, because of the video game references, but also it was so detached that it was just epic on its own. So yeah, that's the two main reasons why I started Nekonomicon. Welcome to my Fred talk. And like I said, I got a couple of demos ready. This is the only song that's out right now. I got another one that's done and will be released in April. You can hear a preview of it now. And we all fall down to the ground, like everybody's watching us dancing. I'm also gonna work on a re-release. I'm also gonna work on a re-release of those creatures with a different mix, just because I want to see how the new audio engineer handles that. I'm working on three Legend of Zelda songs, and two of them is about Link being an asshole. I'm working on a slam song about Kirby, I'm working on an epic 80s style pump anthem about Yakuza 0. But once I released all these singles into this one chaotic mess of an album, I want to eventually start writing a more proper concept albums. Like, I would love to make an Ice Nine Kills style concept album about horror games instead of horror movies, because they beat me to it, fucking assholes. A space rock opera about Metroid or Star Fox. Hey, caught your attention, didn't I? How about just a concept album about the death of Frogger? I'm almost tempted to do that. Like, I have a couple of ideas, but I want to get this chaotic album out first, and also the album might be named after something chaotic. Yeah, that's a little tease for you. As for Nintendocore, that's not gonna be the set genre for this. Like, it's not gonna be all chiptune with breakdowns. It's just gonna be more heavy metal with synths, and I'm gonna try out different genres. Like for Ghost Maze Project, that's very power metal. Next song is a little bit more goth, but also more pop. Like, you heard the preview, you judge yourself. Point is, I'm just gonna experiment with it until I find a genre that I really like putting my feet into. So far, I really like power metal, so that might be the direction I'm going to. And also, I already wrote a breakdown style song, Those Creatures. You can have one, and that's enough. Now eat your veggies. But I also want to turn Nekonomicon into a proper band one day. Like, I'm making these songs in a way that you can easily play them live. Like, Andri from Pagefire is so chaotic, I don't know what people are expecting me to play live. Nekonomicon, oh, we got the songs covered. So yeah, I'll still make How to Mix in like the main time, and these will just be the side project. Like, I'm still working on How to Mix. They will come out, don't worry. They're just taking forever because of the apocalypse, not this. Anyway, look forward to the next lyric video. All links in Nekonomicon can be found below. There's a hyperlink for Ghostmates project, so you can find me on like Spotify and iTunes from there. So see you then, nerds!
And we